Shalom, shalom. We give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and also give double honors to our elders, which are the elders of GMS, that feed us with knowledge and understanding. And we say much love to you brothers on the four corners of the planet, the elect, that are listening to this truth and taking heed to this truth, man, and helping wake up the brothers on the four corners of the planet and sisters that are out there that the Most High has set up. The Most High is dealing with men. He's setting up men because the kingdom is getting built up right in front of these heathens' face. So I made a video for a little bit. A lot of you brothers should be keeping up with the news, but there's a couple things happening. I'll read this story first because I'll read this before I actually play this thing. Because the Most High now, he's making things happen on a day-to-day, and he's also moving on these devils, man. And how's he doing that? By showing the prophecies. You have earthquakes on random parts of the world. You have uprisings of the people on four corners of the planet. And then you have these UFOs that are showing themselves, okay? You have drones that are out there also. And then you have this disinformation. But then there's a lot of it that is actually true, okay? So these UFOs are showing themselves. So I'm going to read this really quick, and then we'll get into the video. This is the book of Zechariah. This is the book of Zechariah 5 and verse 4. And it says, I will bring it forth, saith the Lord. We'll start at verse 5 and 1. This is Zechariah 5 verse 1, and it says, Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying robe. At this time, there was no flying objects. There was no planes. There was no hovercrafts. There was no jets. Okay, flying objects weren't around at the time like they are today. So Zechariah was looking at an object that was flying. Okay, and it says, Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying robe. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying robe, the length thereof 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This as in the object that he's seeing, okay, which is referred today as an unidentified flying object. It says, Then he said unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For every one that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and every one that sweareth shall be cut off as on this side according to it. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts. Then in the beginning of this lesson, I said the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, is bringing these things to pass, just like he's raining these prophecies down and bringing these words to pass. And it says, And then he said unto me, verse 4, I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. And who's the house of the thief? Is these Edomites, man. The land of America is stolen property from the Native Americans. Alright? This land is stolen. And also, they stole us. They stole the Negroes and shipped them over to the land of America, man, from the interiors of Africa. So they're thieves all the way around. You see how that works? And I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. That's these gutter rat Jews, man, and these so-called Christians, and these so-called religious organizations across the four corners of the United States and the world. And him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of the house, and shall consume it with the timbers thereof and the stones. So this article, it says massive UFO over California and Las Vegas. And the article reads, This is an amazing catch. This person was watching Fox 11 News and caught a UFO revealing itself for a few seconds over Westwood, California, right after the earthquake they had. The light first appeared to spread from the UFO's bottom center, then to its outer edges of the UFO, if you watch in slow motion, this would indicate it shot off out the area, causing charged particles around the ship to be seen by Scott Wiggum and other UFO sighting daily. And as you see here, you see the picture, okay? And this is the news story. We'll play for you real quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, my family and I were watching the news when the earthquake hit LA. Look up into your left-hand corner of a big white light that looks like some kind of, who knows what, UFO, government, lightning strike, or I don't know. But watch this again in replay on live stream. 5:35. This is on Channel 11 Fox. Go ahead and play it. We're going to go ahead and rewind it and then play it again for you. Watch closely.
The fact that you did have things to fall off of the walls and perhaps off some of your shelves is a testament that although we do characterize this.
One more time for you. Rewind on our DVR system. Watch again.
Did have things to fall off of the walls.
Comes out of nowhere.
Perhaps off some of your shelves is a testament that
boom.
But we do characterize
what is that? You tell me. Leave a comment. Subscribe.
Kind of hit certain areas.
Alright, and it says warning. Waring says this because it's similar to Chinese UFO that was recorded in August 06, and when it left it made a similar bright burst. Video below. Alright, we won't take a look at the video, but this is the other one in Vegas. Alright, so they're showing themselves on the four corners of the planet. And one more verse. This is the book of Malachi. This is the book of Malachi 3, verse 5. This is Malachi 3, verse 5. And it says, and it will come, it says, and it will come near to you, verse 4, then shall the offering of Judah and Jerusalem be pleasant unto the Lord, as in the days of old, as in former years. And I will come near to you to judgment, and I will be a swift witness against the sorcerers, and against the adulterers, and against the false swearers, and against those that oppress the hireling in his wages. That's talking about this these Edomites, man. And then co-signing is these nations that are joined unto Esau in Psalms 83. But he's saying the sorcerer, who do we know that is? Is the wicked. He is Esau. And he oppresses us in our hireling because he didn't pay us through slavery. He doesn't pay us in real money today. He pays us in Federal Reserve notes. So he's an oppressor, man. And it says back in verse 5, and it says, and I will come near to you and to judgment, and I will be swift witness against the sorcerers, and against the adulterers, and against the false swearers, and against those that oppress the hireling in his wages, the widow and the fatherless, and that turn aside strangers from his right, and fear not me, saith the Lord of hosts. Real quick, this is touching on the blood moons that are about to happen. Starts today, yesterday if I'm not mistaken. Okay, but you'll have a full eclipse on April the 13th if I'm not mistaken, and it goes on periodically. So there's things about to happen, man. Okay, brothers have made videos about this. I'm not gonna go too heavily into it, but I'm just gonna read this article. It says blood moons fallout, NASA goes hiding. It says, editor notes, immediately in the immediate wake of the report being published, NASA reports its eclipse website as documented by WND in a follow-up news story. The same day, WND published a major report about a rare phenomenon known as the blood moons and its possible connection to the imminent return of Yahushua to Earth. NASA hid hid its official eclipse website from public view without explanation. On Wednesday, February 12th, WMD published a story titled "Rare Phenomenon to Shake Planet Earth." The story focused on a cycle of 4 upcoming lunar eclipses, also called blood moons, because of the color of the moon often appears when it becomes darkened. Mark Blitz, an American pastor with El Shaddai's ministry in Boonley Lake, Washington, used NASA's website, eclipse website, to correctly and celestially event with God's holy days mentioned in the Bible. Discovering the 4 blood moon eclipses in 2014 and 2015 actually coincide with the Feast of Passover and Tabernacles. Don't be left in the dark. Find out. Let's jump down. On the same day with WMD reports, February 12th, NASA took down its site, which for years provided detailed information and schedule about upcoming eclipses. Users trying to find the site are now presented with a message stating NASA's eclipse website is currently unavailable. Eclipse information is available from the U.S. Naval Observatory, providing a link to regard to get to the USNO website. WND contacted NASA to ask why the official website, eclipse site was removed, and it had anything to do with the report about upcoming blood moons, and the site was taken offline because it was up to date and thereof. So that was just telling that. So that shows that this upcoming eclipse, man, there's importance to it. So it's signs in the skies, man. So we just have to keep track of it. So I'm gonna play this next story to try to get this space on the computer, brothers. This damn devil computer is giving me problem with space, but we'll get it resolved, and we'll play this video for you and update you on this whole World War III situation that's happening, okay? Let's play it. Bear with me real quick. Bear with me. All right.
What's up, guys? Things are getting more and more serious over there in
we'll play about it right here. And you can also get this at this guy's channel. I'm trying to get to the actual video.
Ukraine, and this news came out today that the military has seized 51 Ukrainian ships in Crimea. So, and look at your little trident right there. It's funny, but this.
Man.
In Crimea. So, and look at your little trident right there. It's funny, but this is all coming to a head. But right now, it looks like things are starting to get serious.
In world news, new fears today that taking Crimea away from Ukraine was just the start, as Russia beefs up on the border. CNN has learned that U.S. intelligence is upping the chances that Russia will invade eastern Ukraine, now that Vladimir Putin has about 40,000 troops and hardware on the border, doubling the troop presence just in the past week. The U.S. says that's way more than you need to test your military's readiness, as Russia's claims that it's been doing. One official said the Russian buildup reminds them of Moscow's military moves before it went into Chechnya and Georgia, in both numbers and capability, and the types of units that can move quickly, just the right ones for a potential land grab. And it looks like Russia's muscle flexings has gotten the left foot and right foot to work together in Congress after being briefed on this new intelligence last night. The House and Senate today, both parties, each passed measures to help Ukraine financially and come down on Russia and for a potential land grab. And it looks like Russia's muscle flexings has gotten a left foot and right foot to work together in Congress. After being briefed on this new intelligence last night, the House and Senate today, both parties, each passed measures to help Ukraine financially and come down on Russia and Vladimir Putin hard with new sanctions, including a $1 billion aid package approved by the Senate. That's on top of an $18 billion bailout to Ukraine from the International Monetary Fund. Now, I've spoken with intelligence officials who've been briefed on the latest intelligence, and the prevailing view is that the Russians have a capability to go in at a moment's notice. One U.S. intelligence official tells me, quote,
because with them giving that money, now they can say, oh, we have, what's it called, acquired interest in the land mass of Ukraine. That's why they're so hurrying up to send that money over there, so if this thing escalates, they can say, oh, Ukraine is a part of our system. They owe us money, so we got to come to their help, man. So it's all a theater game. It's all being set up. The war is already taking place, people. It's just they're just giving you the paperwork war, okay? That's what the sanctions are about. A sanction is a declaration of war, pretty much, on another place. If you tell a place that it can't do nothing, I mean, you're at war with that. You're at odds with that place. I'm trying to say that's the better word.
No one is ruling out the possibility of additional Russian military aggression, but there has also been criticism. Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff, who is traveling to Ukraine this weekend, says U.S. sanctions have not been strong enough. They have been, he says, more encouraging of Russian action than discouraging. Today in Italy, our Jim Acosta asked President Obama why he is pressing Russia with money and not with might.
I've been very clear in saying that we are going to do everything we can to support Ukraine and the Ukrainian people. But I think that it's also important for us not to promise and then not be able to deliver.
CNN's Carl Penhall is live now near the Ukraine-Russia border with the latest. Carl, I want to start, if we can, with this number of Russian troops involved, because there's a discrepancy. U.S. officials saying 40,000, Ukrainian officials saying 88,000. Why that difference?
Really, they're basing this on intelligence that they've received over the last few days. I believe that what the discrepancy is coming from, Jim, is because they're talking, the Pentagon sources are talking about Russian forces bang on the border that could be across into Ukraine with zero warning. The Ukrainian figures talk a little bit more about other Russian units who are a little bit further back but could be deployed in a second wave coming across into the country should that incursion occur. Now, just to set the scene for you where we are, we're in the village of Senkivka, just a few houses to speak of, and this is on the Ukrainian side, just a couple of 100 yards away that side, the Russian side. And if you carry on a few miles further north, that is where the Russian town of Klimovo is, and this is where the Ukrainian government is saying that over the last 2 days they have had intelligence that 2 trains pulling 60 wagons have arrived there. They're bringing with them tanks, they're bringing with them troops as well. And what the Russian government says is just on that side of the border as well, a number of attack helicopters are also arrayed. But what the Pentagon and the Ukrainian government are both saying is right now they don't exactly know what the Russian intent is. They don't know exactly when or if those troops are going to roll into eastern Ukraine, Jim.
No question, and I've been hearing from officials the real question is.
So this thing is at the cusp, man. It's at the cusp, and to read, I had a verse for that earthquake to show you that the Most High, he can cause earthquakes and things like that to happen, man. This is the book of Nahum 1. This is the book of Nahum 1 and 5. And it says, we'll start at verse 4. We'll start at verse 3 to get the whole. It says, the Lord is slow to anger and great in power. You hear that? Great. That's why a lot of people, that's why these Edomites seem to think that he's like them. That's why they seem to think they're getting away with the things that they've done. He's slow to anger. He's not like men's anger. He's angry. Don't get me wrong. He's angry now, but it ain't like men's anger. He don't got to move like that. He's taking America down slow. And it says, the Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord has his ways in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. He rebuketh the sea and maketh it dry. He drieth up all the rivers. Bashan languish, and Carmel and the flower of Lebanon languish. The mountains quake at his presence. It says the mountains quake at him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burned at his presence. Yea, the world, all that dwell therein. Who can stand before his indignation? Who can abide in his fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him. Alright, so that shows you, man. The Most High has power to do things that these devils about to see, man. You gonna call the Most High out, he's gonna show himself, and it's not gonna be kind, man. Alright, so with that, all praise to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, double honors to the elders of GMS. Much love to you brothers on the four corners of the planet that's pushing this thing in sincerity, honesty, and faith to get us out of here, man. Alright, with that, I'm going to say shalom till the next time. Keep faith.